Get ready to dive into the fascinating world of human behavior. Ever wondered why you make certain choices or why you feel a certain way? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're peeling back the layers of the mind to explore 10 jaw-dropping psychological facts that govern our actions, thoughts, and feelings. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself. Let's get started. Fact 1. The overconfidence effect. Ever felt like you've got it all figured out, only to be proven wrong? Welcome to the realm of the overconfidence effect. This psychological trickster convinces us we're smarter, better, and more skilled than we actually are. Imagine you're in a quiz show, buzzing in before the question is even finished, certain you know the answer. But oops, you're wrong. This cognitive bias doesn't just make us look foolish. It can also lead to risky decisions, from financial blunders to relationship missteps. So, the next time you're overly sure of yourself, take a step back. You might not be as right as you think. Fact 2. The Bizarreness effect. Ever wondered why you remember the weirdest things but forget the ordinary? That's the Bizarreness effect at work. This psychological phenomenon makes it easier for us to recall bizarre or unusual information over common, everyday facts. Picture this. You walk into a room and see a giant rubber duck. You're more likely to remember that duck than the color of the walls. This quirk of the mind isn't just a party trick. It's used in advertising to make products stand out, and even in education to help students remember complex concepts. So the next time something odd sticks in your memory, thank the Bizarreness effect. Fact 3. The Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. Ever cram for an exam and then forget everything right after? Blame it on the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. This curve shows how our memory retention declines over time if we don't make an effort to remember. Within just 1 hour, you could forget about 50% of what you've learned. By the end of the day, that could shoot up to 70%. But here's the kicker. This curve also shows the power of repetition. Revisiting information can reset the curve and strengthen your memory. So, the next time you're struggling to remember something, don't just read it. Repeat it. Fact 4. The hot hand fallacy. Ever watch a basketball player sink 3 shots in a row and think, wow, he's on fire? That's the hot hand fallacy at work. We tend to believe that a person who has experienced success has a higher chance of further success in additional attempts. But statistics often tell a different story. In reality, each shot is an independent event, not influenced by previous successes. This fallacy isn't just limited to sports. It can affect stock market decisions and even how we approach daily tasks. So, the next time you think luck is on your side, remember, it might just be your brain playing tricks on you. Fact 5. The clustering illusion. Ever looked up at the night sky and thought you saw patterns in the stars? That's the clustering illusion messing with you. Our brains are wired to find patterns, even when none exist. This cognitive bias leads us to believe that random events are more organized than they actually are. For example, you might think that your lucky numbers will win the lottery because they've appeared together before. But in reality, each draw is independent. This illusion can even influence scientific research and financial markets. So, the next time you think you've cracked the code, take a step back and question your assumptions. Fact 6. The affect heuristic. Ever made a snap judgment based on your gut feeling? That's the affect heuristic at work. This mental shortcut allows us to make quick decisions based on our emotions, rather than logical analysis. For instance, if you love dogs, you might immediately trust someone who owns one, overlooking other important factors. While this heuristic can be useful in some situations, it can also lead us into making poor choices, like investing in a company just because we like its CEO. So the next time you find yourself making a decision based solely on how you feel, pause and consider the facts. Fact 7. The decoy effect. Ever found yourself choosing the medium popcorn at the movies because it seemed like a better deal compared to the small and large sizes? That's the decoy effect manipulating your choice. This psychological trick is often used in marketing to make one option seem more attractive by introducing a less appealing decoy. For example, a $10 monthly gym membership might seem like a steal when placed next to a $50 premium option and a less equipped $8 option. It's a fascinating way our brain's comparison mechanism can be exploited. So next time you're making a choice, watch out for the decoy. Fact 8. The frequency illusion. You know that eerie moment when you learn a new word and suddenly it's everywhere? That's the frequency illusion, also known as the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, messing with your perception. It's not that the word or object has suddenly multiplied overnight. It's that your brain is now tuned in to notice it. This cognitive bias highlights how selective attention works. Once something becomes relevant or interesting to us, our brain puts it on the important list and starts spotting it everywhere. So the next time you feel like the universe is sending you signs, remember it might just be your brain playing tricks on you. Fact 9. The anchoring trap. Ever wondered why the first piece of information you hear often sticks in your mind and influences your decisions later? Welcome to the anchoring trap. This psychological trick makes us rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter when making decisions. For example, if you're negotiating a salary and the employer throws out the first number, that figure becomes the anchor for the rest of the conversation. It's a mental shortcut that can be both a blessing and a curse. While it helps us make quick decisions, it can also lead us down the wrong path. So, the next time you catch yourself fixating on that first piece of data, take a step back and consider the bigger picture. Fact 10. The planning fallacy. Ever been super confident you'd finish a project by the deadline, only to find yourself scrambling at the last minute? That's the planning fallacy messing with you. This cognitive bias makes us underestimate the time and resources needed to complete a task. It's why home renovations always seem to go over budget, and why that quick weekend getaway turns into a logistical nightmare. The planning fallacy can trip us up in both personal and professional settings, leading to stress and disappointment. So the next time you're mapping out your day or a big project, remember this sneaky psychological trick and plan a little extra time, just in case. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the labyrinth of the human mind. From the deceptive allure of overconfidence to the pitfalls of poor planning, these psychological facts and biases shape our decisions, interactions, and even our failures. But remember, awareness is the first step to improvement. Now that you're armed with this newfound knowledge, you're better equipped to navigate the complexities of human behavior. Keep questioning, keep learning, and most importantly, keep challenging your own biases. After all, the mind is a fascinating playground, and you've got the keys.